So I went to Vegas. I always meet the coolest Middle Eastern dudes that are here for like engineering school.
Yes.
And they have the coolest stories.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy. It's, one of my like best memories ever. First time I went to college. I talked about how I went to college twice earlier. First time I went to college. One of my best friends is like, hey, I have some, Middle Eastern buddies that, they want us to go smoke hookah. Cool. Let's go smoke hookah at their apartment.
Did you
let's
do
go.
it?
Oh yeah, for sure. And they had like 6 hookahs, like no big deal. They had, you know what I mean?
I thought you said a sex hookah.
Yeah, a sex hookah.
They had a sex hookah?
Yeah, we put one in her butt. No. They had like 6. They had like 6 different.
Was it wearing something that covered its hair?
No, exactly.
Why is this hookah?
I'm all, why is this hookah so scandalous? I was all, this is a naughty hookah.
I literally thought you said a sex hookah.
No.
What did you say?
6.
They had 6.
Quantity. Like they had.
Wouldn't that be 6 hookahs?
6 hookahs. Yeah.
I heard you say hookah.
I think I said hukai. 6 hukai.
Hukai?
I'm just kidding.
Is this some sort of Dragon Ball Z? Hukai.
They had 6 hukai. No, I'm just saying they had. I don't know. Maybe they had 50.
So they had a bunch of hookahs. They had their own hookah bar going on in their house.
Basically they had their own hookah bar. Like nothing big. It was just a couple friends, right? You know, smoking hookah, and these dudes at midnight are going to town on some food, like cooking. And I'm all, okay, what's going on? And we're sitting there smoking hookah, drinking, chilling. Like you said, just some of the coolest stories, coolest people. I'm a prince from this area. And it's like, I believe shit up. They could be making it up, but
give me the story.
Yeah, they're balling, and their repercussions for not passing their classes are pretty bad. So it's like, they better get there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just from what they said. But anyways, smoking hookah, chilling. And I'm like, man, this just smells so good. What's going on? Next thing I know, there's this gigantic thing of food. There's chicken. There's I don't know. It was a bunch of stuff. Rice, just a bit on the floor. We all sit on the floor, and what are we doing? Because it's part of their culture is we're grabbing the food with our hands and eating it with our hand. And we smoke hookah and we're drunk and had like one of the best meals of my entire life with my hands. Yeah. Middle Eastern food. I've been in the Middle East through the Navy, and I love Middle Eastern food.
Really?
They just know how to use their spices.
I was gonna say,
I swear they know how to use their spices for sure.
The ones that I met I met a few different groups of people, but this very specific one that came to mind was at Della Vegas, and me and Stefan went out one night, and it was a random night. It wasn't even like a night it was like a Tuesday or something. About to go up on a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. We went to Della Vegas, and we're around that fire they have on that back patio, and one Middle Eastern guy was by himself. And you know me, I talk to everyone. I go, hey man, fuck you doing? It's just like, he had this big old beard. He's like, obviously Middle Eastern.
Right.
What are you doing, man? Just chilling in that corner. And he was like, he had a beer. He was a little bit tipsy. And he's like, oh, I'm just chilling, in his accent or whatever. I don't want to do it or I'm going to get canceled.
Right.
And I said, come over and chill with us. And he's like, cool. And he comes over and he's chilling with us. And then I thought I was trying to do something nice for him. I'm like, there's this dude chilling. He's all by himself. We're here and people get racist. He can come chill with us. And but it turns out he was meeting his friends there. So it ended up being a huge old me and Stefan and like 8 Middle Eastern dudes.
That's awesome.
And they were all around the fire.
Yeah.
And then there's this one, he was like the chief. I don't know how racist I can get here. He was like the main dude of the Middle Eastern group. And that he spoke the best English. It was pretty racist. No. He spoke the best English and he understood American culture the best. But some of the other ones did a little bit. And then there's like 2 or 3 that just had no idea, but you can tell they're really good at reading body language. And we had a genuine conversation about the Quran and about what he believes. And it ends up getting, long story short, we ended up getting into this argument, which is kind of funny because on the last podcast, me and Yemi brought up like holding in your ejaculation. And this guy ends up telling me that in his culture, that he believes that it's a sin to finish. And I said, why? And he said, well, because part of you're giving it away and God created you and you deserve to give yourself fully back to God when you die. And therefore, when you finish, you give part of yourself away. What? And that's a sin.
I've never heard that. That's awesome.
So then do you see how like me and like a guy like you as well? I'm like, wait, what? And then I started getting
like, I heard it's good for your prostate to ejaculate. So
then,
I'm trying to stay healthy.
I was like, well, what about masturbation? And then I was like, you're giving part of you to like a sock or like a water toilet paper. And then he goes, that's very,
like I wash my socks.
He's like, that's very different, my friend. And I'm like, nah, man, you're just like, you're trying to find a way to get away with sin. And his friends thought it was funny. And so me and this chief start like argue. I feel bad calling him a chief. This main guy we're arguing about, like, I thought that he was using ejaculation, like masturbating to get out of his own culture's thing of not having sex.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dude, you're cheating the rules here, man. And it became really funny. And then towards the end of the night, he goes, he asked me if I want to smoke some tobacco with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, what is it? He had it in a pouch.
Mm.
And I'd been drinking a lot. It kicked in. I'm like, yeah, I feel some tobacco. And I go, yeah, man, what is it? He goes, oh, it's straight from Afghan. And he has a bag with all these symbols on it. And I was like, and then Stefan looks over at me like, don't smoke that shit.
Yeah.
And then I look at him and I go, hey, man, like, is it like tobacco? Yes, it's tobacco. And I'm like, but like, is it like going to get you high? And he's like, well, it's tobacco. Like, and I was like, is it drugs? I mean, you can say what you want. Like, you know, and I was like, oh, I can't smoke this with
Dude,
you guys.
I'm on for the ride. Please tell me you did it.
No, I did not. I was, because I was in the middle of like, and I don't smoke weed.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, if this thing remotely gets me high, it's a wrap on my night. And I was having a good night.
Right.
And so I was like, I ended up not smoking it with them. And they all laughed whenever I was like, is this going to get me high? Like, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be the butt of these guys' jokes.
Yeah.
This guy already thinks you should hold your semen in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're arguing about all kinds of crazy stuff. So I ended up not doing anything. But just, it was one of those nights where we left again on Tuesday. There wasn't a big crowd. There wasn't live music. It was just me and Stefan that ran to a bunch of Middle Eastern guys. So cool. They never once made me feel bad. I'm not religious at all. Mm-hmm. I asked them genuine questions about their religion and they never got offended that I asked. Mm-hmm. And they never asked me like what I thought of their thing or asked me what I believed in unless I wanted to talk. I ended up telling them I don't really believe in anything, which allows me to like ask genuine questions and kind of like get into different religions.
Yeah.
It was never rude. There was never tension. I literally at one point asked them, hey, do you guys feel nervous being around Americans? And like some of the other ones said yes, but the main guy was like, no, like that's why they're here with me.
Yeah.
Honestly, in New Mexico, he was saying in New Mexico, people are very nice to him and his people, and people from his background.
Right.
But he did say like he has a friend in New York and it's a little rough there. But he was saying that they come to school here for engineering because first of all, we're one of the best engineering schools, but also like, I guess it was nice to hear from another culture that we are pretty like open here. Right. There's some racist jokes. There's some race-isms, but compared to most places, we're pretty chill.
Right. Yeah.
According to these guys.
No, definitely. And it's crazy that you bring up like how nice and genuine these people are because, you know, we kind of have this stigma from, you know, obviously, you know, the war in the Middle East that, you know, we've been there for forever now. And when I was there, you know, I went to Abu Dhabi, which am I in, you know, the middle of Afghanistan? No. But, you know, I was in
UFC.
I was in UAE and
it's like an island, right?
Man, yeah, it's connected to the country, but they do have the most man-made islands in the world. But man, the people are just so extremely nice and and so welcoming, yeah. And I mean, I say that, and then like a week later, we're on our ship going back, and we have one channel on the ship. We're in the middle of the ocean, and there's word that a mall that I was just at in Abu Dhabi that an American teacher got stabbed in the girls' bathroom.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I don't know what I'm laughing about, but I'm like, man, these people are so nice. And I don't know if it's a race. I don't know.
But think about it like this. Teachers get stabbed in bathrooms here in America.
Yeah, no,
Can
that's
you imagine
true.
if some Middle Eastern dude was on his way back and like, what? Some fucking teacher stabbed his kid in like Cleveland? That'd be like
I'm
the
never
same
going
thing.
to Cleveland.
I love how I give everyone a racist Indian accent, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best here to play this off. But that's kind of what happened with you. I think what it is we don't know enough, right? And you're right. Like, it's like these people are so nice.
Right.
And we talked about this on a previous podcast. Can you imagine who's the loudest voice over the last 4 years of Americans? It was Donald Trump. Can you imagine if everyone in the world, if they only saw America and Donald Trump, they would meet Americans and think that's who we were.
Right. No, and that's so true. Yeah.
If we don't want people to do that to us, and we now know after having this president that we had, let's not turn around and do that to other people. I'm not saying that you did or they did or whatever, but it's kind of like that. I do it. People do it where we kind of like, we would go Italian. We think pizza, we think meatballs, we think overweight people, we think cigars, like there's or whatever. These are just what I think. I can imagine what everyone else thought.
Right.
And so it's like we, if you're in Jersey, you think of the Guidos and the tan, whatever.
Right.
But it's like, we only know that. Like, but I guarantee you there's a guy in Italy that hates pizza.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guarantee there's a guy in Italy that doesn't smoke at all and never has, or is super in shape.
Definitely.
And not, you know what I mean? And so it's like, but we associate these mass things or these things that we think we know. And so it's like weird how, and we do that as a society with everything.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying watching these clips, then head over to the description so you can go watch the entire podcast episode, or go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, search Talk It Up, look for the gold logo, and start watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.